Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and this is my review for Tokyo Ravens episode 24. Now, all my videos this week have been late because I've just been like swamped with work. This is probably the busiest week I've had my entire life. Like I've been, I'm literally like it's insane. I just have so much work I have to do this week, and I mean, luckily I don't have anything to review on Thursday, but so I should be able to get Naruto and Bleach out tomorrow and Yamada and Seven Witches, but I mean, Magi and Hunter x Hunter, I haven't even watched them yet. I mean, so I'll probably just skip those for this week and then do a double review next week. Um, I was gonna I would have done that with Tokyo Ravens too if had this not been the last episode. But yeah, I just figured I should just get it done. Um, Naruto and Bleach, I'll have to, and Yamada and Seven Witches are definitely gonna have to wait till tomorrow though because I haven't read Bleach at all yet. I haven't read Yamada and the Seven Witches at all yet. I read the manga panda version of Naruto, but it was a text-heavy chapter, so can't rely on the manga panda translation. So gotta read manga stream for that. But yeah. Uh, one of as far as Tokyo Ravens goes, one of the things I've been thinking about doing on my channel for a long time is this series called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And what that'll be is just me doing full series reviews of anime and manga. Um, and I'm definitely gonna, the first one I'm gonna do is Kill la Kill, because for people think I hate Kill la Kill. I don't hate Kill la Kill. I just don't. I love the beginning. I love the end. It's just the middle. I think things could have been done better, but for some reason people think I hate Kill la Kill. So I figured I'd set the record straight, and actually like explain why I think the way I do about Kill la Kill. But um, I'm definitely going to do that one first. But I was thinking next after that I do Strike the Blood, but I don't think I can do Strike the Blood next. I'm gonna have to do Tokyo Ravens because it's just it's just so awesome. Like for the first half of the series, I'm thinking like, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. It's been living up to my expectations. It's pretty good, but I didn't expect it to go beyond pretty good. All right, but the second half of the season, it's just been like one awesome episode after another. I mean, it's it's just incredible. And this episode was another one, another amazing episode. I mean, how I guess I should just start from the beginning. We saw this flashback of Cone from like years ago when like Yako was still alive, and I'm pretty sure the person she was talking to was in fact Yako. I mean, who else would it be? Like, I mean, looked like Natsume, like as far as the hair went, but I'd still assume that was Yako. I mean, it makes perfect sense considering who Cone really is. Um, we also find out that she was a member of the Tsuchimikado family, and that the branch families, they always become familiars for the main family. I don't remember if that was mentioned before or not, but yeah, so she's a member of the Tsuchimikado family. Um, and after we get a little bit of that, it goes back to the main story. So Kogure, he sent his crows after Toji, Harutora, and Suzuka and Toji decide to stay behind and take out the crows so that Harutora could escape, which he does. And there's this nice scene with Suzuka. She was getting emotional, and which I mean, it makes perfect sense because she was the first person to try and do the Taizan Fukin ritual in this series. Well, I mean, not like in the history, like obviously like Yako, but I mean like as far as like episode 1, episode 2, like as far as that goes, Suzuka was the first one to try it. And Harutora is the one who got her to stop trying to revive her brother and take out herself in the process. So she's saying, you better not sacrifice yourself in order to bring Natsume back, because if you do, I'll sacrifice myself to bring you back. So I thought that was a really nice scene. Um, and after they have that moment, Suzuka, it was pretty legit. She had like all this paper and stuff she was controlling. It was pretty legit. Then Tojin let Harutora off, he equips the Raven's coat, flies away, but he gets confronted by Reiji Kagami. All right, Reiji Kagami. All right, and Harutora tried to say, Kon, can you handle him? I need to go get Natsume, and he left. But he did a couple spells too. But he left essentially, and spells didn't really do anything to Kagami. He just teleported to where Harutora was. He started creating fire and stuff, controlling it. It was literally reaching toward Harutora like a giant hand. All right, and Harutora was trying to put it out, but he couldn't. So Kon comes back to where Kagami is, and she's able to save Harutora by stabbing Kagami in the arm. All right, but Kagami, he takes his sword, that giant sword that belonged to Shaver, or maybe they're different swords. I really don't remember. Stressful day, but he goes to kill Kon pretty much. I mean, he doesn't, but he tries to. He just like stabs her through the chest, but that's not enough to take her out, as we see later on. But before that, we see scenes of Kogure and Jin Otomo. They're facing off, doing a few spells here and there. Jin Otomo, he's pretty much using ninjutsu. I mean, he's like creating paper codes. He's creating sharks like Hisame. I mean, this guy, his moveset is so diverse. I mean, is there anything he can't do? Like, like seriously, I like his character a lot. His powers, it's like there's no limits. Like, oh, maybe that's a bad thing, but personally, I don't mind. I think it's really awesome. But whatever. He begins to talk to Kogure about why it is that he's protecting them, and he mentions that he trusts Sugu, so everything should end up going fine. And Kogure is like, "Oh, you're still going to trust her?" So I'm like thinking, like, what, did she do something in the past or something? Then almost as if he heard me, Kogure decides to answer my question, and he mentions some big mistake that she made in the past when she betrayed them. So if we get a second season, which I'm hoping we do, it might go into that maybe. Um, but they're about to, after that, they start to get serious. They were going to get serious and like legit fight, but Doman Ashiya showed up with Amami, and Amami gave an order through Doman Ashiya, and Kogure decided, you know what, fine, right, I'll leave. Right, so he leaves. Right, and the rest of the episode, for the most part, focuses on Kagami and Harutora and Shaver and Kon. It's just like it's just nonstop awesomeness. All right, Harutora wants to go down to help Kon because Reiji was going to go finish her off, but the Raven Coat wouldn't let him. I was like, whoa, what's going on there? I mean, he literally had to take the Raven Coat off just so that he could get down to where Kon was. So that was interesting. Um, I get there has to be some reason for why the Raven's coat wouldn't want to go help Kon, but I don't know, like what. And Harutora towards the end of the episode says, that's just how he is. But like, what does that mean? I want to know more. I want to know more about that. Like, what kind of character development will this crow get? I'm interested. But Harutora manages to get to where Kon is, and instead of attacking Kagami, he kind of just sits there and like tries to protect Kon. Which I mean, you could have attacked him, but whatever. And he ends up getting Kakashi style, like legit Kakashi style. Same placement, same eye. Like say it's the same eye, same kind of cut, same like length practically. I mean, it's a Kakashi cut. He got hit with the Kakashi. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna call it, the Kakashi cut. Uh, oh, that's cool. Um, yeah. Once Haruto's blood starts to like drip on Kon, she like wakes up and she sees this and she starts to talk differently. She gets up and she in the GG translation she called Kagami a whelp. I'm like, what? What's going on? And then she starts to like transform and crap to like get her memories back. I'm assuming as Hishimaru, right? Or at least I say get her memories back, but I'm making the assumption that she didn't have them in the first place. Like Harutora, she like her. her memories weren't sealed, but I guess you would consider it amnesia, I guess. I'm making the assumption that she didn't have the memories and then that she just got them back at that moment. But she has this like mini flashback. The reason I say that she might have just gotten it back at that point is because she kind of looked surprised when she had that flashback, like, oh, so that's who I am, you know. But either way, she she transform. She starts to transform. She starts to transform. Her hair goes longer to what it was at the beginning of the episode with that flashback. And in response, Kagami summons Shaver, and he wants Shaver to go and kill Haratora while he takes care of Kon. And Kon finishes her transformation by that point. She turned into quite the woman. I was impressed. I was like, wow, wow, wow. She pretty much turned into a Quincy too. She had this like this arrow, you know. That was pretty cool. There were a lot of different things. I could have made the thumbnail for this review, but I figured it just had to be Kon. It had to be Kon. It just had to be. I could have done Harutora and Natsume at the end of the episode. I could have done Harutora once he got Natsume back from Sugu. I could have done when Kaku Kyoki showed up because that was epic. That was epic. All right. Kon wasn't able to protect Harutora by herself because Reiji was kind of just he kept shooting fire at her and knocking her off her feet. He just couldn't get to Harutora in time. So that's when Kaku Gyoki showed up, and that was epic. He just shows up with this like smile on his face, like, yeah, you know I'm awesome. It was epic. I could have done that as a thumbnail, but it had to be Kon. It had to be. It just had to be. I had no choice. All right. But yeah, he shows up, and then at this point, Kagami's like, all right, you got Hishimaru and Kakugyoki and Yako. Okay, now things are just looking pretty bad for us, so we better retreat. So he grabs Shaver, like forces him to retreat because he's going crazy. Like he found some catnip or something. Like, oh man, I want those two. I want those two, Reiji. I want their heads. You know, dude, calm down, calm down. Take a chill pill. Seriously. But yeah, those to retreat, and once they're gone, should I keep calling her Kon or should I call her Hishimaru? I mean, I guess I'll call her Hishimaru. Nah, I'll call her Kon. I've been calling her Kon all the time. I don't feel like changing the name now. But yeah. So Kon pretty much she doesn't fix Harutora up like completely, but he's looking better than he was before with the Kakashi cut. All right. So she kind of fixes him up. Then he wakes up. His memories are fully restored now, so he's like legit Yaku Tsuchimikado now. He and Hishimaru and I just said I'd call him Kon. Him and Kon and Kakugyoki, they go to where Soma and the others are. They get Natsume back. Soma said this one line about how like it wasn't my intention for Natsume to die, but that probably doesn't mean anything to you, does it? He's like, indeed, it doesn't, you know. And I don't really know exactly what he meant by that. I mean, I would assume it means that his feelings about Soma and they're not going to change. It doesn't matter if her killing Natsume was an accident or not. It doesn't matter if she meant to do it or not. It doesn't change the fact that she died and he's going to hold her accountable for that. I'm assuming it means that, but it could also just mean that because of the fact that his memories as Yako Tsuchimikado have come back, they're starting to overpower his memories as Harutora. Kind of like, I might have mentioned this before actually. Asuna um, from Negima and how she got her memories back, and everyone thought like, oh, she's gonna lose all of her memories as Asuna, when she really didn't, which actually made zero sense, by the way. Um, but at least with Harutori, there's a clear change in his character. He's not like in the way he's acting and the way he's carrying himself. It's not like Asuna, where she was literally exactly the same, pretty much, barely any change at all. But yeah, you could tell there's a change. So I didn't know if that change had caused him to care less about Natsume. Still care about her, but just care less than he did before. And that when he said that, maybe he meant like it's fine. I don't really care that much anymore that you killed her. I mean, I'm gonna bring her back anyway. Not a big deal. You know, so I don't know. Maybe he just I don't know. Maybe he meant something like that. I don't know. But either way, it doesn't really matter for now. If we get a season 2, then it'll matter, but for now, it doesn't really matter what he meant by that. He gets Natsume from Sugu, and then Sugu and company, they leave. Harutora I said Sugu, Soma. They get Natsume from Soma and the others, then they leave. They take Natsume to Sugu. And they perform the Taizan Fukin ritual. And we see a bunch of scenes of, like, pretty much any other area that was relevant at all in the last few episodes and what's going on now there. So, like, the place where Doman Ashia was fighting Miyachi, the agency, the bureau building, where Tenma and the others are. It's like we see all the areas that are relevant, what's going on there now. I think Mio showed up where Tenma and Kyoko were. Yeah, so I mean we pretty much just see all the areas that were relevant and kind of just get some closure what happened there. Everything's all right. Okay, yeah, all right. And the next thing we see that's like legit important is Gianotomo driving. All right, and Doman's in the back seat, and he pretty much says, I wouldn't really quite consider your debt to be paid yet. So if you want to pay it all, you should become my familiar. Right? Doman's like, I'd probably swallow you whole. He's like, hey, I guess I'll just have to do something about it then. He's like, I like that. All right, I accept. I'll become your familiar. All right, so that was cool. That was legit. Then after that, Tenma and the others, they get it's like legit morning now. They still don't know what's going on with Harutora and Natsume and Sugu and them. But Sugu decides to call Tenma, which is good. I mean, they've been working this whole time. She decides to call Tenma and tell them that technically Harutora and Natsume are alive. Tenma tries to figure out what do you mean technically? Tell us what's going on. Let us hear them. Let us know that they're okay. Then we could hear Harutora laughing in the background. I think we heard Kon too. But that's it, So they just have to. They just say, well, we'll just have to find him then to make sure that he's okay. All right, and the last scene we see is Harutora and Natsume. All right, Natsume wakes up. She confesses to Harutora. He kisses her, and then he disappears, saying that they'll meet again. Which was, I thought this was a good way of writing off Harutora as the main character, writing him off out of the main storyline. I thought that was done well. He undergoes this giant change, and he doesn't just go back. Like I say, he wasn't Asuna. He didn't just go back like that, So he's actually being affected by this. I like the way this was written. I just like this episode a lot. I thought it was amazing. I thought it's a 10 out of 10 in my eyes. I just thought this episode was amazing. Everything about it, the beginning, the middle, the end, the action, the story, the feels. I just thought everything about it was awesome. So yeah, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. And I guess overall for the series, actually, no, I'll save that for when I get to the good, the bad, and the ugly segment at some point in time. Once I'm not as busy, I'll probably be able to do Kill la Kill. I don't know when that'll be though, because the new season is starting up soon. Mahoka Koko no Urtose, Brynhilder, Goku Koku no Brynhilder, aka Kiwaguro no Brynhilder, aka Brynhilder Into the Darkness. I think that's English name. Plus, I'll probably review JoJo's Bizarre Adventure 2. 3, but 2 is in 2 O's. I know I don't have the time. At some point, I'll do the Kill la Kill, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and then I'll do Tokyo Ravens after that. So I'll save the full series rating for that. But yeah, I'll give this episode a 10 out of 10. Tokyo Ravens, great anime. I'll probably recommend it to a bunch of different people. And yeah, it's great anime. It was definitely worth the time and worth reviewing it. So yeah, if it has a second season, I'll definitely pick that up too. But that's it for now, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.